As a matter of fact, more often than not, they're living alongside each other in cooperation. There's this narrative that I've heard many times in the church, which is basically from the beginning, the founding of the nation of Israel, they have been a godly nation surrounded by other nations that hate them and want to destroy them. You guys heard that narrative? It's not entirely true. It's true in bits and pieces, but it wasn't entirely true in the Old Testament, and it's not entirely true today either. It's an oversimplification. The same thing happens kind of over and over throughout Scripture. And so Scripture doesn't always describe all of the different Canaanite tribes as evil. As a matter of fact, more often than not, they're living alongside each other in cooperation. They're intermarrying despite the fact that God tells them not to. They're living alongside each other for the most part in peace. Now, it would be like somebody kind of reading the story of the history of our nation and assuming that all of us hate Britain, hate the British people. The same thing is true of the Scripture. Some of these stories that we assume, those are just God's enemies. Those are just enemies of Israel. It's like, well, in that moment they were. But then they moved past it, and they coexisted. They lived in cooperation together. But we have to be able to realize that the same was true here, that the political dynamics and the wars were kind of up and down, fading, going back and forth in the story of Israel. But not the Amalekites. The Amalekites are presented as perpetually picking at God's people, trying to annihilate them. They are relentlessly, violently, perpetually opposed to God's people and therefore to God's work in the world. Now, when you have that kind of evil, that kind of opposition, the answer that God gives is we need to put an end to this.